Hi guys, back here with another video. Uh, so today we are going to replace our clutch cable. It's worn out because I've ridden it for around 13,000 kilometers. It's reading around 13,200 kilometers on the Odo. And I inspected the cable last week because I wanted to replace it with a alternate solution, but unfortunately I couldn't do it because that was not compatible. The replacement, the alternate cable that I got from the Royal Enfield was not compatible with this. Anyways, the cable, when I wanted to service the cable, I found that there were a few wires that were cut. I don't know how that happened because this has never gone through any accidents, any misuse, or any mishappenings. Maybe that's just defective cable, because right after 2000 or 3000 kilometers on my first ride to Munsiari, I suddenly felt that the clutch was getting heavy. It was getting very stiff, and that was all of a sudden. So maybe that's when the wires snapped. I'll show you the defect once I take the cable out. And one thing that we're going to do different today is we're going to route the cable not through the engine, bay, but actually near the speedometer, just in front of the speedometer. What that will actually help in is it will make lesser bends in the cable, so thereby reducing the strain on the cable and my hands. So it would be a much more smoother cable to pull in, and I think it will give us a little more life on the cable as well. So I went to the agency today, Gurgaon sector 14. It's one Triumph, yes, one Triumph. And I went there to get my quick shifter replaced because I was facing some trouble with my quick shifter. It was not shifting up and down randomly in random cases. So I got that replaced. This is the third quick shifter, by the way. So I've already changed 2 quick shifters before. This is all covered under warranty, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm surprised how 2 quick shifters can go bad in just 8 months. So this is something I think Triumph should look after. Maybe it's just a fault with the supplier of the quick shifter, but I don't know. Maybe they get it resolved very soon. So anyways, so I got my spare cable from Triumph. It costed me around, it was 2,557 rupees, and I tried to actually get a different cable, one from the 2017 and 18 model, but I checked there and I found that the cable length that was exceeding from this point was shorter in that version, and the cable was thicker as well. So the other model was not compatible with this bike, so I had to opt for the current model only. It's a very easy process to change the clutch cable. You just need some tools, very fair, I think you just need the 12 mm wrench. And what do we need? We need, I think that's about it, and a pair of pliers. I'll show you around the process. I'll make it quick, and we'll talk about it after I'm done with the change. I just keep some tools lying around because I also like fiddling around with the bike. So firstly, what we'll do is we'll loosen this nut here. So we'll do this nut first, and then we'll go ahead and loosen this adjustment. This let's just keep it. Bring up your. And this is out. You can pull here, and your cable is free to move. So this one I'll hold the cable. This is to keep it from behind. So in the second, to get the access, remove this cable. See, it's cut here. Like this one, there's a small cut here. Let's see how this. So I managed to take the cable out. Only difficulty was pulling it out from this small area, because it's tightly held in there, and because it has a rubber sheet around the cable, it grips onto it, and thereby making it much more tighter. Anyways, so I'll show you what was wrong with the cable. Firstly, if you can see, there's one notch here. Get closer to the light. There's one notch here, and there was a cut somewhere else too. Here, and if I show you the cable, it's quite dirty. Yes, I don't know if the camera can focus on it, but this here, there are 3 wires that are already broken. I don't know if you can see. So this was making it harder to pull the cable, and this is also a hazard because the wire can snap, and 2,500 rupees is obviously a lot for a clutch cable, because if I compare it to any similar quality of clutch cable, they come for around 150 rupees, which is not much. So this is quite expensive for a clutch cable, and there's no way out. So let's just go ahead and install the cable. One thing that I did prior to this video is that I lubricated the cable just a tad bit using a syringe. I put in a few drops of engine oil, fresh engine oil, not the used up black goo that we get in the shops. I have a spare bottle of cheap engine oil for these kind of uses. I put in a few drops, and this should keep it well lubricated and wet for a good amount of time. Bracket. In some motorbikes like my GT, this is a solid aluminum piece built into the crankcase, so you have to get rid of the you have to remove this rubber part. But in this case we don't have to, we just have to slip in the wire like this. Oh sorry, I have to remove this bolt, however. Okay. This comes off, fitment. The wire is slip in like this, and the threaded portion comes in. After it, you just tighten this nuts, and you're good to go. The rest of the process is quite similar to any standard bike. you just hook this part here to this lever. But before that, what we'll do is I'll show you how the cable is being routed. I'll bring the cable through here. And route it through here, and then it took longer than I expected because I had to check multiple times if the new route for the cable is not interfering with any of the moving parts. So I found out that when I route the cable through here right away, it's getting pinched between the forks and the chassis. So I had to cancel that route where the cable goes just behind the headlamp. You can see it goes just behind the headlamp, underneath the triple clamps, and then back to its original place. This is something which was a good compromise, because it's not getting it's not interfering with anything, and even if I turn my steering, there's no problem with the cable, and the lever feel remains the same even in any position. Let me just show you. So earlier I had to use almost 3-4 fingers to pull the lever. Now I can do it easily with just 2 fingers. I'll go ahead with the with another thing that I have planned today. I felt that the brake pads were a little squishy. When I'm trying to brake hard, when I'm fast and I try to brake it suddenly very hardly, the brakes are not biting into the plates or the rotors that good compared to the existing the original brake pads, the OEM brake pads. So what I'll do is I'll inspect the pads, and I have thought of something that might help, and I'll show you once I open the pads and do what I wanted to do.